Before I jump into today's episode, I just want to bring something to your attention. If you look in the show notes, there's a survey that I would love, love, love for you to complete. Please, please, pretty please do it, and I greatly appreciate you. Welcome back to QC with a Pod. So, I've recently had my first live show. It was so much fun, I must admit. I was nervous because it's easy for me to record by myself and be brutally honest. Like, I have no issue. I don't, 90% of the time, I don't second guess the things I say. But being live with people, I was like, I don't want to say the wrong thing. So that was interesting. So I'm really excited to do another live show. Thank you to everyone that came. We even had some unwelcome visitors in the beginning, which was quite interesting. But all that to say, thank you for those of you who did show up. If you did not show up, make sure you show up to the next one. It's a lot of fun. We had a giveaway as well. So I'll continue with giveaways, trying to, you know, get you guys more engaged. So, with that being said, we had a bunch of good conversations, and within that conversation, we started talking about the ways in which men are mediocre and the ways that men don't have to do the same things women do. So it we start off by talking about the unrealistic beauty standard for black women versus women of other races, and then how snatched black women had to be, like edges snatched, waist snatched, everything else snatched, but men look like sacks of potatoes. And these are the men we're quote unquote doing it for. So I had already recorded this episode about men being mediocre, but I just wanted to, I guess, add that piece in because it hashtag related. So without further ado, here we go. Today we are here to talk about the ways in which men are mediocre. I know you're probably thinking, how long are we gonna be here, Quee? Like, how long do you plan on having this episode? Guys, I'm gonna make it short because I'm not here for a long time. I'm here for a good time, most importantly. So men are mediocre. Are all men mediocre? No. But I feel like I don't even have to provide that disclaimer because I mean, it's life. And men never provide disclaimers when they speak about women. So, um we are here to talk about the ways in which men are mediocre. And this came up via TikTok. There's a trend going around where it was like people are stitching videos, and it's a pretty old trend because I haven't seen any on my timeline recently. But basically, women are stitching and saying, "At what point did you know the bar was low for men?" And they're telling their stories and everything, and I was like, wow, this is crazy yet true. So I definitely resonated with some, and I've thought of some other ways that men are mediocre. And the purpose in me discussing this is one, so ladies, you can open your eyes. Doing the bare minimum, men being decent human beings should not be praised anymore. We should not praise them for doing the barest of the bare minimum. If we have a certain expectation, they should be able to meet that expectation at least. And some of the expectations aren't even real expectations. So yeah, let me just jump straight into the ways in which men are mediocre. One, when they are not sexual predators, we say, wow, he was so nice. Picture this. You're talking to a guy, and you go to his house to watch TV, movies, or whatever you cool girls do, right? You go to his house to watch movies, and you guys actually watch the movie. Like, he doesn't try to make sexual advances. He doesn't touch you inappropriately. And the next day you're talking to your friends, you're in the group chat, you're talking, you're like, yeah, like, We just watched TV. He didn't even like try to do anything. Like I was just comfortable. Like he's such a good guy. Like he wasn't like he likes me because he didn't try to touch me. We should stop that. We should stop that. You should be able to comfortably sit with a man and not be touched or forced or coerced into doing anything. Um that's just basic human decency. So let's stop praising them for not being sexual predators, because then that also what the bare minimum now is they not touch me when I don't want to be touched. Imagine you are at work and your boss is a man and he slaps your ass every time you walk by him. That is too much. But the fact that he doesn't touch you, he's such a good boss. Like just think about it in those terms. Because when we're sexually attracted to a man or physically attracted to him, we tend to just lower the bar completely. But let it be a ugly man, a man you're not attracted to, you act like he better come correct. All men need to come correct. I need to hear this too. Whether or not he is 6'5" or not, he needs to come correct, Quee. Okay, I got that. Okay, the second way in which the bar is so low for men, and this one I'm having trouble phrasing it. So, the way the bar is so low is that we accept subpar communication. So, when you are talking to your friends, I'm sure when you talk to your friends, your closest friends, conversation's rolling. It's good. Like you guys are just bouncing off each other. If the conversation dies, it dies naturally. Like there is chemistry with your friend. There both of you are putting in work to have a conversation. Men have lackluster communication, no substance. For instance, you post a picture on Instagram on your story. They respond to said story with emoji. Let's just say emoji. The quick reactions. They don't even send type ups anything. They like that. Stop getting excited about that. They like your picture. Stop getting excited about that. That's not effort. That's not flirting. That's not them saying, I would like to court you. I would like to get to know you. It's really not. And sadly, a lot of men think that it is. And the reason they think that is because it's been successful before. We need to come together as a collective and talk about this. If you stop accepting it, Susie, that means he gonna stop bringing it to me because it didn't work on you. Okay. Another bare minimum. Sending good morning texts. I've had personal experience with this. Talking to a guy and I'm like, yo, like, we don't talk about anything. He then says to me, what do you mean? I text you good morning every day. No, no, no. That's not a conversation. And then on top of that, friends, stop saying, at least he's trying. At least he did that. Let's get rid of that phrase too. At least. When you say at least someone's doing something, you are justifying the bare minimum. And let's stop justifying the bare minimum. At least he texted you good morning. But where did that lead? I feel like it's the effort that comes after the good morning. Are you actually maintaining a conversation? So, lackluster communication, no substance within the communication. If you won't accept it from your friend, why accept it from a man? If your closest friend gives you a BS conversation, shallow, no substance, is like, okay, what did I get out of that? You would be pissed and you would stop communicating with that person. Food for thought. Another way that the bar is low for men. Whenever men do things that women are expected to do, they get praised. So, whenever you see a man holding a baby, a man at the playground with his kids, a man being a parent, a father, because he is the father of that child, it's wow, you're such a good dad. You have not seen this dad, this man parent. You've literally just seen the man holding said baby or being a father. But we give men so much credit for just appearing, of for being there. He's such a good father. Or if, again, a thing that women are quote unquote expected to do, a man cleans the house, he cooks. Wow, he's so independent. Like he knows how to cook and clean. Like that right there is that is a well sought after quality in a man. Like him cooking and cleaning. Like I would actually be impressed, and I'm calling myself out. I would be impressed if I go to a guy's house and it's clean. Now, I'm not saying it has to be clean by my standard, but if it's just not messy, if I don't feel gross when I walk into the bathroom, most importantly, if I can walk into your bathroom and feel like I can sit on the toilet, I'm kind of impressed because it's like, oh, he clean. But that's because so many men are dirty and you can't sit on their toilet. So, yes, whenever men do things that women are expected, because women are expected to cook, women are expected to clean, women are expected to hold this child for 9 months, give birth to it, and then be this child's bread and butter for the next 18 years. We're expected to do that. If a man does it, mind blown. Wow, what a man. How incredible. All right. I think this is my last one. Men are allowed to be emotionally stagnant. Ladies, raise your hand if you have read a self help book in the last year. Raise your hand if you have read a self help article in the last year. Raise your hand if you have talked to your friends about your emotions. Raise your hand if you've journaled. Raise your hand if you have reflected on your own feelings and tried to grow as a person. Okay. Women do that. We are expected to bend and learn about ourselves, be one with our emotions, be there for people. But men are allowed to be the same 8-year-old boy. It's just the way men are. It's just the way they are. Like, we as women have to bend and understand him. We have to read, talk to friends, seek outside help, and objective help. Like, we have to do all of that to understand ourselves, to work with people, but men are allowed to stay the same emotionally, no growth, and they're allowed to say, "Well, this is just the way I am. This is just me. This is how I get." The bar is low. The bar is low, sis. There's no way in the world that should be acceptable. All right, let's sum up the ways in which men are mediocre. And again, if you agree, disagree. You have more. I know there are more out there. I don't have all of them. But if you have more, please let me know. Tell me, tell the world. So one, when they aren't sexual predators, we say they're a good guy. Two, they're allowed to have lackluster communication. Three, when they do things that women are expected to do, we praise them. And four, men are allowed to be emotionally stagnant. In the year 2021, I beg of you, stop praising men for doing the bare minimum. I don't care if you're attracted to that man. Look at his behavior apart from his looks. I don't care. We won't be doing it. Folks, that is all I have for you today. Thanks for tuning in. Please make sure to connect with me on Instagram at BitQuiqui, at QT with a pod. Both are linked in the show notes below this episode. It's below the episode. Also, there is a link down there for a survey that I would love for you to fill out. I am trying to gain more insight on who my followers are, who my listeners are, what you guys like, dislike, so on and so on. So please, please, please take about 5 to 8 minutes to complete that survey for me, and I will forever be grateful to you. Bye.